Hello, guys. Welcome back to SWS Boxing. Delighted to be joined with Paul Roberts. He's now 4 wins, 5 defeats with 2 draws, and he's the Southern Area Flyweight Champion. And he's back out this Saturday, the famous York Hall Bethnal Green, against Martin Hillman for the Super Flyweight Southern Area. And final, is it the final eliminator for the English?
I believe so, yeah, but I'm not. I'm sort of for the weigh-in tomorrow. I reckon they'll sort of let us know whether it is or not. I know it was originally, whether or not it's still on for that. I'm not sure, but I think so, yeah.
But last, I think I had you on before you fought Mullins, I think.
Yeah, I reckon so. Yeah, we didn't quite get round to one before Kelsall, did we? But yeah,
Yeah.
before Mullins, I believe.
But I mean, what a performance that night.
Yeah, we enjoyed that one, didn't we? We enjoyed that one.
And
But yeah.
I mean, in my opinion, I scored every round to you plus the knockdown. I mean, how did you feel in there?
Yeah, I just felt comfortable. Like with Mullins, I just don't feel like he come at me very much. Like he didn't want to engage that much. So I just from round one, because of that, I just felt in control. Like if someone's not engaging, then all you're gonna do is keep engaging with them, and that's sort of my sort of how I like to fight. So yeah, and it just looked like I looked like the stronger person in there as well.
You're pushing him
So
back quite a lot as well on the ropes.
yeah, exactly. And then, as soon as I got him onto the ropes, that's when I looked to sort of unleash a few. I say that what come from the knockdown was from pretty much from the middle of the ring. So yeah,
It was
no,
a
it was a
1-2
good
that put him
performance.
down, wasn't it? Straight one
Yeah,
two.
it's just literally just a straight 1-2. Just obviously caught him a bit off balance, but flush straight on the nose, and it just put whopped him off balance, I suppose.
I nearly got my prediction right. I thought you would stop him in round 7. Nearly got my prediction right.
Yeah, nearly got there. Yeah, it was quite late on in the round, wasn't it? So, and I didn't
Mm.
feel like there was no point in rushing it that late on. So,
And you were up wide, and you knew that you were like wide up on the card anyway.
yeah, exactly that. Yeah, and another 10 rounds ain't never gonna do you any harm. So,
Was there any nerves, even though I know you, because everyone had you so widely up, but were you a bit concerned due to it being in his backyard?
well, on that one, I wasn't just purely because I just had to be so far up. I just had to be, and same as like all my corner men, they was just like they can't do it no matter how much in their backyard they are. Yeah, it was too convincing, which is what we went out there to do, So and it's the same wherever you go. You're always looking to convincingly win, aren't you, or whatever. But yeah, obviously sometimes hard fights they're just close and you just don't quite get the nod.
And that's what Harry probably looks at your record. So did Jack in the first fight, and he said that he looked at your record and see you've had those few defeats early in your career, but that they don't people don't realise how much of good fights they actually are.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I know I've had like losses earlier on in my career and things like that, but I just don't. I don't think I'm an easy fight for many people domestically. In around the UK at my obviously you've got world level like Sonny Edwards, people like that. I'm not going to say that I'm around that sort of level, but around the sort of English
British.
stuff, I'm always British. I'm never going to be an easy fight for these people. Do you know what I mean? And some you win, some you lose. So that's what my motto anyway.
And then you've because sometimes, like, after people you had a defeat, then a draw, then a defeat, people go to a 6 round warm up. But with you, even if you do lose one, you're straight back in there with another 10 rounds and another 50-50, putting just your motto is sort of you just want to fight the best to be the best. And if you lose, you lose, but you just always keep going.
Well, yeah, exactly. I'm not really in it for the go back to a 6 rounder, 4 rounder against a journeyman. I didn't excel in that sort of boxing. I had a couple fights and won, and then but like the 4 round stuff, I just don't excel in it. I can't get myself up for that. Do you know what I mean? I don't. I feel like I probably don't quite train as hard. Just mentally, I'm just not right where I need that. I need that feeling of I've got to go in there. I'm in for a tough fight, and that's when I know that I can perform. It's
Hmm.
I'd rather go travel the country and do hard sparring than I would just go and fight for do a 4 rounder somewhere. I just don't. And fortunate enough, I've managed to keep my 5th or 6th 10 rounder in a row, I think. So
I think, yeah, you're 5th in a row.
yeah, 5th in a row. So yeah, what was it? 2 with Jack Hughes, 1 with
Connor and 1 with Mullins.
Kelso. Yeah, and then
Talk about that Connor Kelsall fight. I mean, again, always in the Lions Den, but you love it, don't you? And you went to Barnsley. It wasn't your night, but I mean, the scorecards don't reflect how much you were in the fight.
Yeah, no, I do agree. Don't get me wrong, he was comfortable in there, and he was good. He was slick, and he was fast. And I think because of his speed, with that speed, and because of me being quite slow on coming in, he felt more powerful than he probably was and stuff as well. I sort of went in it with a bit of a wrong game plan when I look into it now. But at the end of the day, he beat me on the night, and he'd probably beat me again on another night if I didn't drastically change things. Do you know what I mean? Because he is a really good boxer,
And
and
I've
I
seen his
think
fight for the
he
European, I
deserves.
think, or something that I've seen.
Is it? Yeah, he deserves it because he's a real nice lad and he's a bloody good boxer. It's he's sort of in the same boat up in Barnsley to what I am down south, down here in Somerset, in the fact that there's not masses and masses of boxers and masses of amounts of big shows and boxing that goes on in the area. So it's hard to get those fights, and sometimes it can then cost money, which is I think what the predicament he's in, that he just can't quite get those big fights to try and produce the sort of money and accountability for them. But yeah.
Did you know when the final bell rung and you just didn't do enough? If I'm honest with you, mate, I had 97, 94 to him.
Yeah, I was about the same as her. Don't get me wrong, there was lots of rounds which were close, but he probably caught me with the more more
Thing is, when it's
substantial shot.
tight rounds, they just tend to give it to the home fighter.
Well,
Don't get
yeah,
me
of
wrong,
course, yeah,
he's slick, isn't he? Quite awkward
yeah, very
at
slick,
times.
yeah. Obviously, I was the aggressor going forward, 80-90% of the time. I was just a bit probably slow on my feet going forward, things I've worked on now for this one. So yeah, it was a great learning curve as well though, to be in there with someone like him. You look at his amateur pedigree compared to mine. I know I had a couple national finals and things like that, but he went and won them numerous amounts of times, and yeah, so just it was great experience. He's a nice lad. He deserves to get as much as he can out of boxing. Do you know what I mean?
And moving on to your fight this weekend, you've got Martin Hillman for the super flyweight southern area. Third time lucky?
Yeah, exactly that for this weight. Anyway, yeah, exactly that. Yeah, no, it was it come about. We got offered the fight for back in late
It
September, I
was
believe
September
it was.
16th, I think I saw.
Yeah, I had some just niggly injuries that I just couldn't, just wouldn't have been as ready as I'm not going to go into any fight not being ready. Like, I'm not going in there to lose. I'm not a journeyman. I know I've got losses on my record, but I'm going in there. I want a proper camp. I want don't care who it's against. Whether I'm so yeah, I just wasn't quite ready. We told him, and obviously it was disappointing for him, and I'm sorry for him if he had a good camp and this, that, and the other, and get into it. But yeah, so then we got this new date, and yeah, it's both worked working out. Hopefully, he's had a good camp as well. I know I have. So yeah, not long, and then we're en route. We're in there, and
Hmm.
obviously being the super fly as well, it's just the weight categories. Obviously, I've been and done before. It's easy for me and been lower. I don't know. I don't think it's quite going to be the same for him. That's
Why do
the
you?
only issue
Why?
for him.
So, sorry to interrupt, but your last two fights have been at flyweight. Is it just opportunities that are coming about, or?
Well, yeah, that's the thing. No opportunities were coming to us at flyweight. We obviously Kelsel's moving on, so there was no sort of go on a rematch or anything like that there.
But is if what
Um,
about if that title got vacated? I know you're focused on this one, but if that one got vacated, then
oh, that'd definitely be something I'd love to go for again. Yeah, 100%. And I believe that the board would probably put me straight in for it as well if it was to get vacated. But again, it's just finding the opponents. So like
it's tough
for the
at the
southern
smaller weights,
area,
isn't it?
yeah, exactly. For the southern area, obviously, no one sort of come at us for an opportunity for them to try and take the title off me. So it was just purely the fact that this come about, and we wanted to obviously get out before the end of the year, and also want to get a obviously it's a 50-50 fight, but I'll go into all fights thinking that I can win them. So, and this is another one especially. I think I can go in here and win and get another win on the record, and the latest fight to be a win, and then hopefully more will come from that then.
Talk about fighting on. I mean, your fights, your main event at York Hall, and plus your fights on Fight Zone. How does that feel?
Yeah, but I'm looking forward to the whole setup of it and stuff like that as well, really, because previously fighting at the York Hall has just been there's been no televised sort of things, not even any streaming really, apart from my debut, which was a good one because that was actually like streamed on Channel 4, which was a good setup. But other than that, the other times in the York Hall, it's just been it has been a bit bland. Apart from then, obviously, when it was the Mullins fight, Nielsen puts on a great setup. So that was a real good one there. And then yeah, I'm thinking it's probably going to be on sort of same as like the Nielsen show, and if not even more with the fact that it's on Fight Zone. So yeah, I'm just looking forward to being a part of it.
Is there any nerves that like people across the whole world will be watching your fight?
Yeah, do you know what? I don't really think of it that much. The main thing I sort of think of is I want to go in there, the supporters that I got come in. I'm more nervous for them and making sure they're getting there all right, and putting on a thing for them. Like, the other people that are watching, hopefully they'll tune in and sort of see a good fight, and you never know, I might have some new followers afterwards, like.
Good stuff, mate. And of course, you've got Martin Hillman. What do you know about Martin Hillman? Of course, he's fought at bantamweight and super bantam and feather before. Do you look into the weights that he's fought at before?
Well, yeah, exactly. So he's coming down a lot of weights to get down to this, and I'm guessing he's in his mind he's sort of thinking this is his last chance to have a good go at it. Like, he's fought for southern areas before at other weights. So yeah, so hopefully tomorrow at the weigh-in, his weight's all good, and yeah, it's gonna if that is his mindset that this is his last chance at a southern area, this, that, and the other, then he's coming in. He's gonna be hungry, which is even more of a thing for me to be on a top performance.
Do you look into the weight? Like, I mean, like, do you think a weight cut could be like a problem for him, or do you just take it as a fight? Don't really look into that sort of weight cut being an issue.
Yeah, I think because it's not an issue for me, I don't really look at issues for other people. If I heard stories, I know you hear stories of, the famous boxers, oh, that was hard to get down to the weight, this, that, but, at my sort of level and you don't really hear of it much of them sort of struggling to get down to the weight. So although like because he's never made this weight before in all the years he has been boxing now, there's probably a slight concern behind it, but hopefully that's more of an advantage for me. I don't know, but we'll see. We'll see on Saturday night, won't we?
Do you feel like you're the underdog?
Um, he's had more fights. Well, he's had more wins than I've had fights. To be fair, hasn't he? So, in a retrospect, I probably should be. Yeah. But again, I don't think my record really shows the boxer I am.
Yeah,
I
but
really
with your
don't.
last 4 fights, you've been underdog. Jack, both times, I would say. Mullins probably, and so with that Connor. You're just
Yeah.
always the underdog, and you thrive off that as well, don't you?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, exactly. And I'm always going into and believing I can win, and all right, they haven't come my way as often as not, so but we just got to make a change to that, and hopefully Saturday night that'll be another night where it does come in my favour.
Mm-hmm. Of course, you've been sparring a few rounds with Casey Kadimi.
Yeah, done. What did we do? 8. We only done it once this camp, I believe. Just eight rounds this time, something like that, I believe. Or did we do it twice? I can't remember now. Might have done it twice actually. One really early on and one a bit sort of mid through. Yeah,
Because he's
always
got a
good
fight
rounds with
coming up as
Casey.
well.
Yeah, he's a few weeks away, I believe, isn't he? Or
No, he's
next
the week after you.
week after, is he? Yeah,
Next week.
yeah. So yeah, he's got a good fight coming up, and Casey's, me and Casey are we're pretty close now, and so we've done some good rounds. We're there to help each other, and whether or not our paths cross in the future, you just never know, do you, with boxing?
Mm-hmm. And what do you make of I know you're not looking too much in it, but Ben Norman I've seen scheduled a fight for the super flyweight English title against. Oh no, now I've dug myself into a hole because I forgot who he's fighting. Oh,
Was
Brandon.
it Harvey Horn?
No, that Harvey Horn got injured. Now Brandon the Rat from Liverpool, I think.
Oh, Brandon Dord. Oh yeah,
That's him. Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh no, that'll be. I feel like that'll be a tough fight for Ben Norman. I'd say the trouble is I'm not sure. I thought Dord was moving up to bantamweight, but yeah, if he can get that the English at Superfly, then yeah, fair play. I do. Yeah, I think that's definitely a tough ask for Norman. Because yeah, Brandon looks, from what I've seen of him, a good, slick, powerful fighter. But he's been out the ring for quite a while, so I don't know if that's injuries
Norman's
or
been
anything
pretty
like that.
active, to be fair to him.
And Norman's been active. Yeah, he's going to be fit, isn't he? So yeah, well, again, it's probably another 50-50. You look at Norman's pedigree, who he's been in with, this, that, and the other. So
Midlands champion as well. That's his area belt.
yeah, exactly. So yeah, no, that'll be a good fight. I don't know when that's scheduled for,
That's
but
December 9th or December 2nd. I'm not.
yeah, one of
Yeah.
them. Yeah, yeah, no, it'd definitely be one I'll be looking into. But I do, my aim is to get a win here, and then my natural weight really is flyweight. I would say that's where I
So
do feel my
so a win.
strongest.
So if you win on Saturday, would you stick at super flyweight, see what other opportunities come, or just take it as it comes? You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I'll take it. I'll take it as it comes. If more opportunities come at Superfly than they do at Fly, then I'll have to go for that. But there's even been talks of me dropping down to Light Fly as well, because my manager's been in contact with the Commonwealth.
Commonwealth silver.
Well, it might actually be for the full Commonwealth at Light Fly, I believe. So
Who's got
that'll
that? Matt
be.
Windle.
He did have. I'm not sure if he's had to vacate it, but obviously, if yeah, he could. If he sort of does have it, that would be definitely on the line to go for. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's sort of my next but yeah, just got to get through Saturday first, and
Do you rate
yeah.
Hillman as a fighter? Do you rate Hillman?
Yeah, I rate. He's tall, he's long, he's rangy, so, and it looks like he puts on quite a bit of pressure and keeps coming at you. Um, so yeah, I've just got to make sure I'm in out, get out of the way, and see how long he can last with the weight cut, and
So do you
yeah.
believe you stop him, or just the usual saying, if the knockout's there, you'll take it? You still there? Oh, I think we've lost connection. Hang on. You still there? Oh. Sorry, guys, we lost connection, but we're back. And yes, so we were talking about whether you think you'll finish him. I think.
Yeah, I think that was somewhere where he was. Had a bit of a nightmare.
Yeah.
But yeah, I as you can see in my last sort of 4 fights, I am a 10-round distance fighter. I can do those 10 rounds. So if it means I've got to go 10 rounds again for the fifth time in a row, I'm happy to go 10 rounds again. Of course, I'd like to get him out of there, but the fact that he's coming down those weights, he might have a bit of strength behind him from that, or it might go the other way, and the fact that he might struggle, his punch tolerance he might struggle, and fitness wise, it might be a struggle for him. So
what would it mean to you if you pardon?
It's gonna go one or two ways. It's distance or stoppage.
And what would it mean to you if you won on Saturday? What would it mean?
Well, yeah, it's opening up those doors again. And that's what I need. Obviously, that it closed a few doors. The fact that I lost the Kelsall, that could have put me on to some real big things. And as we were saying before, I'm not in for this fight in the journeyman. I want to get in there with these lads who are ready for these 10 rounds, 12 rounds, so be it. That's what I want. So the more I'm winning on these title and 10-round fights, the more doors that are getting open and the closer I get to my goal.
Mm-hmm. Have you got a message to your fans who are coming out to support you?
Yeah, obviously for the people that are watching it on telly and the people that are going to tune in at home, I hope it's set up well, and I hope you all enjoy that. And the people that are coming up and have paid their hard-earned money and on the bus coming up and things like that, I really do appreciate it, because it's not getting any cheaper coming all the way up to London to watch. And yeah, they're just my hardcore fans that are always coming up, so proper appreciate it.
Mm-hmm. And as always, do you want to thank your trainers, sponsors, managers, anybody at all?
Yeah, coaches, trainers, their manager, they all know what they do. Do you know what I mean? And unfortunately, I haven't had that many sponsors. I've got a couple sponsors that have been ongoing. Kinetics Physiotherapy, she's brilliant. And I've got Max, who's obviously a personal trainer, my professional coach, who just always helps me out. Many, like a couple building firms, the firm that I work for, CD Stuckey Developments, they're helping me along this road, and I appreciate all the help that they give me.
Mm-hmm. And from me, thank you for your time as always, and good luck with the fight, and I'll see you Saturday, mate. All the best.
Lovely job. Cheers, mate. Have a good one.
And you, mate. Bye.
Cheers.